After halation, the next effect what I use is film grain. So what happens in a normal cinema camera is that when you film from that camera, like the most expensive ones, they already have this inbuilt grain. That's why the image looks a bit more cinematic. But the thing with the mirrorless cameras are you don't have that grain. You have this polished, sharpened, digital look. And that's what it kind of separates the mirrorless cameras from the cinema ones. So DaVinci has some tools like the glow, the halation, and it has one more tool that makes the footage look a bit more closer to the cinema camera, and that tool is film grain. So if I go in effect, go to film grain, we go here, just drag it to there. So now you don't see any difference, especially if someone is watching on a small screen, you wouldn't see much difference. But let me kind of exaggerate here. So film grain, there's different types of film grain. So grains they look something like this. So you see the grain here, that's grain. So this is a bit more bigger, but you can also have 35 mm, which is really common apparently in cinemas. And now the grain structure changes. So now it looks just like a normal grain. It almost looks like the camera had some feature that made it look grainy. You can also see here that the grain is adding a little bit of glow. I can maybe add in some other image and that maybe makes it look a bit more obvious. We go film grain. I would do 35. I usually do 35 mm if I have to. I don't do it in my YouTube vlogs because why would you need a grain in a YouTube vlog? So if I go all the way up, it has this film-like look. Now it actually looks like it's shot on a cinema camera. All the sharpness is gone, all the blurriness is gone, and this is what it is. So that's how you can use grain. I don't really change the texture, but you can also change the texture of the grain. So if I go here and if I increase or reduce the texture, you can choose the texture. So this would be like a bit more zoomed in grain, and this would be a bit more kind of more small particles of grain. So grain is just like a little filter, like a little layer, transparent layer on the image that sort of takes off that digital look on the mirrorless camera footage. So yeah, you can use film grains as well. It is optional. I use them on really specific videos where it's really needed. But yeah, I think it's a really cool tool.